Welcome back to Intoxicated Opinions. Hey, I'm sitting here trying to enjoy my beer. Got a little bit of scotch, Ardbeg, smoky, sweet, smooth, sexy. This dude throw out some crazy stuff talking about does more trauma make you normal? So I said just hit record. I'm going to let him open it up, then I'm going to chime in.
Does more trauma make you normal?
Okay.
So the more trauma that you go through as a youngin' up until your adulthood, does that make you more normal?
One, what is the definition of normal we're looking at?
More able to be in society as a heterosexual man, woman, and able to conform to society norms. Able to deal with life.
Okay. Well,
because I would argue that people that have trauma
early on,
less often or at a lower frequency than people that have trauma constantly do worse
in their adulthood.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense because a lot of people ask me, I'm always even keel, cool, calm-hearted, or calm, lighthearted, even in stressful situations, even if I was going through a divorce, if I was broke, couldn't pay my bills, if my truck got stolen out the front, whatever. I always had a perspective of, bro, nothing can faze me like the stuff I've been through.
True. I agree.
I wake up just happy for no reason because I'm just alive. I'm free. I'm not locked up. I'm not in a war overseas. And I joined the Army at 17, so I was still really a minor. Yes, I think the more trauma you go through early on, the less phase you are with trivial bullshit that you're going to deal with in your professional life as a career, social settings. That shit just don't.
That might be something that people need to look more into. Does an instance of trauma have more effect on your life than being brought up in traumatic instances?
Because they say something builds character. What builds character?
Hard times, difficulty.
That builds character. But if you wake up, you don't have any kind of adversity to face, to deal with. If you don't go to school and you get picked on because you fat or you look ugly or your mom's broke so you don't got no Nikes, you can't get that stone skin that you're going to need when you're an adult. If you don't go home crying because you were picked on and bullied, you're not going to be able to go to the workplace and someone makes a joke and it's about you and you're going to feel, oh my God, I'm so offended, and you're going to go off, and we make fun of people like that now as adults. Karens, we call them, right?
Oh, no. Karens are people that put their nose in people's business and don't belong there.
Kyle's in. How about that?
Yeah, I just feel like, me as a person that was brought up in high risk, high traumatic experiences, have been able to cope well with life. A lot of things that I see or a lot of things that happen don't nearly affect me like I see them affect other people.
Yeah.
I just don't. And then the whole thing of suicide, as far as me, I don't agree with it because I know what hard times look like.
Right.
Not saying that people don't experience hard times, but I've lived through hard times. I've been through it, and I've came out on the other side. Bro, it was a point in time where I didn't feel like I would make it past 21. Like, I had to sit down and tell my friends, like, all the times that you was in the car with me or we was doing shit that we wasn't supposed to do, y'all was putting y'all life on the line because I didn't really care about making it past 21.
I didn't know that. Where was I?
In the Army or locked up or
Look
gone.
what happens when the white dude goes away.
I felt like that before.
Hell no.
I did. I was growing up, bro. I'd have been in my house getting shot up. I'd have been in shootouts. I done watched people die. I done seen my uncle get beat by the police. I done seen crack houses. I done seen crack users. I done been around people when they on PCP.
You done picked up prostitutes in the truck.
Yes, you have.
You remember that night? We didn't go through with it though.
Crazy.
We did not go through with it.
Yeah. I was stupid. I don't know why I rode you around like that. That was the.
I just thought.
What'd you give me gas money?
I don't know. We were on Prospect, weren't we?
Yeah.
I don't even know how we just
Bro,
said. I think that's.
We done stole from people.
Oh yeah.
I've been held at gunpoint. Lights been off. Gas been off.
So for me, I didn't have it that rough growing up, but when I was, so in my mind, I wasn't really an adult, probably till 25, maybe even a little later, where I'm at now, right? But when I was in the military and I went overseas and I was in Iraq, in the middle of Baghdad, I was there for 2 years. And I see one side of, they don't have streets, they have roads just made out of dirt. One side of the desert had this big mansion, and the other side has huts made out of mud. And I see little kids with fucking a piece of cloth as a shirt, and they ain't got no food. And there's bombings all throughout the city, day and night, and shootings. And once I left there, I'm like, damn, I'm in America. I got it I'm so blessed. I wake up. I'm happy. I can get a ticket. I'm happy. My car can get repoed. Fuck it. I'm happy. So I think the trauma provides a perspective that people that have not dealt with difficult things won't ever have.
Yeah, I think so too. Like
I better never hear you complain.
It just, bro, me personally, I just feel like, bro, I look at, and I've traveled too. So I just seen these other places and how they live. So I can't possibly be like, my life personally is bad. I could say in America as a black man that we could do a lot better in America. But I cannot say that me personally, I could look at other people like, them motherfuckers eat mud pies and they're in huts. They hang their clothes out on a hanger. I haven't done that since we was little, and our washing machine didn't work and dryer didn't work. So I can look at stuff and be like, nowadays if my dryer go out, at the very least I could go to a wash house and dry my clothes at a wash house. I have the money to do that. So it's like, I don't know. People like, if I lose my wife, lose my husband, I just don't know how to cope with it. I done lost family members. My mom's dead. My grandma's dead. My uncle, who I looked at as like a brother, is dead. I had my best friend die. So to me, it's like you losing somebody temporarily. They still in your life. You just lost them temporarily. I've done lost people that actually been there for me at the beginning of my life. So I can't understand not being able to cope with life.
Your girl break your heart. Now you saying I'm gonna kill myself?
Nah, I got kids.
It happens though. Today,
I understand that, but I'm saying that they haven't experienced that a level of trauma yet to understand like life is more than just this moment.
Right.
And like I said, a lot of people use different things to cope with: drugs, alcohol.
Cheers.
I don't use none of that. Like I said, I used to get drunk just to get drunk, just so I can say that I was drunk. But now I drink because I enjoy drinking.
I don't think there's much that could rattle my cage.
True.
Barring, something unspeakable happening to the kids.
Yeah. If something happened to them, I'm going to jail. And I can do my rest of my bid in jail.
But outside of that, lose my job, whatever.
It's a job. I'll find another one.
Nothing.
I started GoFundMe. Hopefully, Intoxicated Opinions can help me pay my bills for a couple months.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna be back to work though. I don't, bro. I just don't understand.
I wonder what it is. Is it lack of trauma that the youth is experiencing that doesn't give them the
The lack
perspective
of responsibility.
they're not grateful?
The lack of responsibility.
At 18, I wasn't grateful either.
I have to literally talk to my boys about being appreciative of where they at, understanding where they're at in life, especially my middle one, my youngest boy, because he's been spoiled.
He wants to go. He wants to go to get his own place soon, or what?
It's up in the air.
He wants to move into the city so he can say, "Yeah."
Well, he got a girlfriend, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Now he's just his head is in the clouds.
So there's been a lot of things that I've had to steer him away from. When it comes to friends, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Put him around positive friends.
I mean, if they offer him around here,
Nah.
no.
Sometimes when you're in a good neighborhood, people are trying to fit into a perception of what they feel like they should be and not a perception of where you at. So you can run with some people that feel like they hood, but they don't really know what hood is. Shit, most of these kids nowadays, man, they'll tell on their grandma.
No kind of loyalty.
No loyalty to nothing.
There were actually street rules.
Back in the day, there was actually rules.
No rules.
No rules now. I felt comfortable because I knew who my uncles were, and I knew the rules pretty much growing up. But I think I was an outlier. I was able to go to a lot of neighborhoods that other people wouldn't go to. I didn't feel scared. Like I said, up until older than 21, I didn't feel scared of dying. So being a kid from the 40s, most of my family, most of my friends was from the 50s. But I also knew people from the 30s. I knew people from 27th Street. Grew up down block, 12th Street, but knew people from down there. So I never felt the type of pressure that another person felt going somewhere unfamiliar.
What changed now? Or why don't you just go to the city and cruise around? Check out the new buildings, see your old spots.
Nostalgia is having those memories. It's not being involved in none of that.
You ain't got to do nothing. Just take a drive, bro.
That drive came in my life.
What?
I'm at a point where I know where I belong, and I don't belong in the hood anymore.
You ain't got to be in the hood to. Okay, before they took down that trailer court, you know it's gone now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
that's where they're in Jackson County Jail going.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I drove around. I took pictures, reminiscing. I mean, I think your grandma's trailer was gone like 8 years ago.
It was after probably a couple years after she left.
But my grandpa's trailer was still there. I mean, of course, they ripped off the shed and the front porch that he made, all that stuff. Just going up and down the streets, reminiscing. Oh, man. Because it seemed so far away. So I took some pictures. You can do that. You can go back. Matter of fact, the last time I was right by Aldi on 39th, I went down your block.
I think that was like the greatest, probably second greatest point in my life where I felt like things were good. When I stayed in the trailer court. Yeah. Before then, we was in the crack house. I'm not going to say we was in the crack house, but once we left, my uncles made it a crack house. It wasn't until we came back that my grandma cleared them out, cleared everybody out, fixed up the house, did all that. Before then, it was just so acceptable. Like my uncles would sell drugs in the front. They would be there, put us in danger. So we'd be a shootout. My mom, she was on drugs. So, you know.
Bro, I'm going to tell my mom. I stayed the night over there.
And you felt safe, didn't you?
I'm gonna tell my mom you put me in danger.
No, you felt safe. My grandma's house was a safe haven.
You just said it got shot up and shit.
It did. That was my uncle's though. My uncle Virgil. Yeah, he had beef then. Yeah. But it was cool. It was cool.
So kids, at least for my children, they won't have any idea of how to connect the experiences I had as a child. That's what they have. Their biggest issue is hackers in Fortnite. Now they got a hard life. Now they want to cuss and throw shit. For real? That's what you get mad over? I mean, I get it. It's a game. I get irritated too. But that's what you're stressing about?
It's just a different lifestyle, man. As far as the trauma, man, I ain't gonna say feel like. I think that when you go through a lot in life, when you taught those lessons, when you go through things that are tough, that build character, that make you stronger, you're less likely to need assistance when you go through traumatic things or when you go through a traumatic moment in your life. I think that it helps you cope well. And I also feel like you need a strong support system behind you, of people, friends.
Or just the Lord himself?
Yeah, that too.
You don't need nobody?
Yeah, I agree with that.
The bad thing about trauma is sometimes it makes you unwilling to discuss your feelings. So I think I'll put out the emotions wheel. I'm sure you've seen that before.
Oh yeah, that's shout out to the wife.
I'll put out the emotions wheel. So if you
we do that, it's called Feels Friday. It's Feels Friday. So on Friday, we go over our feelings, we go over our emotions. Like I said, our boys was using basic terms like I feel good, feel fine. Now we want you to break it down more. How do you feel? Excited. I feel angry. Why do you feel angry? So
sad,
we go through a whole slew.
Disgusted.
So we go through a whole slew. So we go through a whole slew of questions to break it down. What can we do better next week? What's your goal for next week? How do we? So shout out to the wife.
On that note, don't be afraid to catch feels.
If you don't have it, man, I suggest that you have, Feels Friday, Feels Monday, Emotional Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. You go over your emotions, say how you feel, your goals, what you plan to do to change those feelings. Shout out to Resilient Mindset. She's doing her thing. She's very educational. She has her master's. She's doing it big.
Shout out.